Good morning, welcome. Well, it's morning in Las Vegas. It's actually very early in the morning in Las Vegas. I believe it's about 4 a.m. local time, but clear skies. You can see the strip lit up in the distance. There's a white beam coming out of the top of the Luxor, a pyramid shaped hotel. They're on the I believe that's the south end of the strip. And we're here in San Diego colors, old school San Diego, Pacific Southwest Airlines. That's an airline you probably haven't heard of in quite a while. Their old catchphrase was PSA, catch our smile. And all their jets had that big old smile painted on the nose. I'm there. You can see the smile. Yep. Catch our smile. Pacific Southwest Airlines was merged into what became U.S. Airways, along with Allegheny Airlines up in New York State, America West Airlines, which was from Phoenix, and one other. It was, let me think, I believe it was Piedmont Airlines out of North Carolina. You remember when Captain Sully went down in the Hudson River, his call sign on the radio was Cactus. They called him Cactus because the merger, the most profitable of those airlines was America West Airlines, based out of Phoenix, even though the company took the name U.S. Airways. That was a more friendly name from a marketing point of view. The corporate structure was all still in Phoenix from America West. And later on, U.S. Airways got folded into what is today American Airlines. So the former hubs for PSA, Allegheny, Piedmont, and U.S. Airways are all big hubs for American Airlines today. Anyway, I don't remember the pink in the PSA colors, but other than that, great livery, great aircraft, and great location. So put those three together, we should have a pretty great flight. Let's attach the jet bridge. We'll get the bags loaded. And we'll get some power on the aircraft. Got some flight planning software here called SimToolKitPro. We'll create an IFR flight, new flight plan. We'll fly from KLAS, McCarran International, to KSAN, San Diego International. I'm going to choose out one of the Airbuses in my fleet. This Airbus belongs to American Airlines, but it won't matter for flight planning purposes. Here we go. And we'll connect that to the simulator. I can see that we have a block fuel of 5384. Our takeoff gross weight is 67,000. Our zero fuel weight is 62,000. Top of flight level 320 today with top of climb winds included. Our routing is pretty easy. The Raider 1, that's appropriate since the Las Vegas Raiders play football in Las Vegas. The Raider 1 departure, Lavelle, and the Lucky 1 arrival into San Diego. So only one waypoint. And while I have that available, I'm just going to pull up the air traffic control program, pilot to ATC, and we'll let ATC know what our plan is. KLAS. And our one waypoint was level LVELL, and then K San Diego. Here you can see what pilot to ATC has done with that information. I'm going to add the SID, standard instrument departure, which is the Raider 1. Here you can look at the available departures. Runway 26 right, Raider 1. And is there a level transition? There is. There's level transition. Okay, that's the procedure for getting out of Las Vegas. And we'll load that in. Now let's talk about the procedure for getting into San Diego, which is a star. And the star for San Diego that SimBrief planned for us was now I want to force runway 9. I don't like runway 27. How about runway 9, force the runway, don't give air traffic control a choice. And the arrival that we are given is the Lucky, I believe it was, where's the routing? The Lucky 1. There's lucky 1. And the transition is level. Okay. And let's load that one in. And the reason I forced runway 9 is, now you can see we're coming in from the east. You can see we're coming south and then coming in from the east. But runway 9 will force us to go over the ocean, do a procedure turn. Oh, and then land to the east, from the west to the east. So that's what I want to do. I want to overfly the airport. The city will be on the south side, and then approach on runway 9. And another reason is runway 9 has an ILS on it, so it makes the runway a little easier. So that's our plan. SimBrief has it. Air traffic control has it. I will validate that plan, connect the air traffic control program to the simulator. I'm looking for a big green There's a hard connect. With the green light, that's a hard connect. One thing I want to do quickly is go to the configuration. We're not American today. We are PSA, Pacific Southwest Airlines. Sorry about that. Meant to move the whole thing over. Let's hop aboard. One of my goals is to get rid of that radio. We don't even have power on the airplane yet. I think there's a what's happened here is that there is a configuration switch. I can't seem to. Okay, well, we'll get rid of it here soon enough. Battery on. Battery 2. We have external power. And now that we have power, the first thing I'm going to do is flip that frequency. Ha ha ha! Okay, we shouldn't have that any longer now that I've flipped the frequency. My goodness. That is one persistent. Station. Yeah, I'm on the. I'm a little frustrated by that. Well, I hate to just deal with it. It's irritating, but I'll continue on. Let's arm the emergency exits in case we need to make a quick egress. No smoking sign on. Seatbelt sign on. Nav 2. Wing light on. Strobe light on. System 1 on the ADIRS, System 2, System 3 on the ADIRS. Let's do a fire test on the APU. That tests fine. We'll do a smoke test in the cargo area. That tests fine. We'll do an annunciator light check. Every bulb in the house. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to disconnect. I'm just going to disconnect the air traffic control for right now, and then we'll recover it when we need it. That is irritating. Every light in the house, every bulb, every element, every LED. I don't see any blown bulbs, so that tests fine. Oh. Down to our McDo. Go to the ATSU menu. Company menu. We'll do an initialization by requesting our flight plan over the data link. Here you can see our departure, our destination, our estimated time en route, 43 minutes. We are flight number 43. We'll go back to the company menu. We'll get some weather for Las Vegas, for San Diego, and that should be enough for today. Only a 43-minute flight. We'll send on that. We'll get a terminal aerodrome forecast for those two airports. We'll send that back to the company menu. We'll get an ATIS for our arrival airport, San Diego, Automated Terminal Information System. And we'll have it sent to the printer. We'll send that. Back to the company menu. Let's do some weight and balance calculations. Block fuel, 5384. If we go to our fuel page on the EFIS, we're sitting now at 9460, so we'll load the fuel that we need. 5300 is now loaded. To the second page, 1 of 2. Now we're on 2 of 2. 175 passengers. There's our zero fuel center of gravity. There's our zero fuel weight. Here's a breakdown of our luggage and our cargo. We'll push load and we will be loaded. Let's go to the initialization page. We'll request initialization. There's our uplink. Alternative is Los Angeles. Cost index of 5. That's crazy talk. That's those fuel-efficient Californians talking. We're not going to be some fuel-efficient Californian. We're going to burn some fuel, baby. Kick that up to 85. Initialization page number 2. Let's put in our zero fuel weight and our zero fuel center of gravity. We could hit the fuel planning button, but that number's a little low. Remember, what we have on board is 5,300. So let's put in the computer what we actually have. 5.3. We may only need 3 point whatever, but we have 5.3. That gives us 2.1 extra time in addition to the breakdown of the calculated trip time. Performance. Now, you folks who know me know that I use a performance calculator to get some of these numbers. Today I'm abbreviating the process. It's done ahead of time. So I'm going to just go ahead and enter these numbers in. 61 degrees on the flex fuel temperature. We have a flap setting of 1 and a stabilizer trim setting of 0.7 up. And in North America, transition altitude is always 18,000 feet. Here we go with V2, V rotate, and V1 speeds, and up 0.7. Before I forget that number, I want to enter it in here on the stabilizer. So there's 0, and there's up 1, so up 0.7 would be roughly there. While I'm here, I'm going to arm the speed brakes, turn on the progressive wind shear system, and set the RTO, rejected takeoff brakes, to on. Let's turn on the flight directors and turn on the constraints. That all looks pretty good. Turn up some lights here in this dark flight deck. It's time to get a clearance, which means, hate to say it, turning back on air traffic control system. Don't get me wrong, I do love pilot to ATC, but that's just what irritating that I can't switch off the ATIS like that. I'm sure once we get our clearance, we won't be bothered by that. Okay, a few seconds for them to recognize my flight plan. Here we go. McCarran clearance delivery, PSA 4 tree, ready to copy. McCarran clearance delivery, PSA-4 tree ready to copy. Let's remind ourselves of what that Radar 1 departure looks like. Radar 1 departure from runway 26 right. So here's our routing, and we're on the Radar 1. We'll do a Radar 1 Lavelle is the one, and from 26 right, Radar 1, oh, that's to change. I don't want to change. I'm happy with Radar 1 Lavelle. What I wanted to do was to show the chart, but I don't see an option for showing the chart. So minus that, I'll just without having access to the chart, we are departing west on runway 26, which is the same as Victor 05, and then south. I guess as directed. So I was hoping to get an overlay of the departure chart, but I don't see that option. Okay, well, let's go to the airport. Open charts list. Okay. A, B, C. Okay, here we are. We're at the C gates. I kind of wonder why I didn't. Okay, I'm kind of wondering why our symbology didn't come up on this chart. But that's okay. Oh, there we are. There we are. It took a while. I saw our symbol come up here in the very bottom corner. Well, maybe not. Here we are at the C gates. 26 right is down here, so our taxi will be to Bravo 5. And then all the way down Bravo, past B1 to B, to Bravo, to 26 right. So we have our taxi briefing and we have our departure briefing. Let's run a checklist. Wonderful. How about we start the APU, the auxiliary power unit, little turbine engine in the tail. Let's do a fire test on engine number 1. You recall we've already done a fire test on the APU. Fire test on engine number 2. We'll turn the fuel pumps on. We'll turn the cruise supply oxygen on. We'll turn the beacon light on. We'll APU master switch 1, 2, 3. There's the APU, and we'll turn on APU bleed. Flap open. APU starting to come to life. So I've realized the trick of not getting that ATIS to drone on and on forever is just go ahead and get your clearance as early as possible. And then once you have your clearance, the ATIS will leave you alone. You shouldn't have to do that. Okay, we have auxiliary power. So let's say goodbye to our power unit. We're leaving Las Vegas by way of runway 26 right. And we are on the Raider 1. Don't see the Radar 1 as in here. Maybe that's why. Well, Radar 1 was listed on the Navigraph charts, but it wasn't, there was no chart for it. So I'm just going to insert the runway, and I'm not going to worry so much. There's Lavelle is our transition point anyway, so I'm going to insert the runway, and don't have to do this early, but we'll go ahead and do San Diego as well. ILS to runway 9, and we're going to be on the Lucky 1. There's Lucky 1. And by Lavelle. Lavelle is the transition, and we'll enter it in. Okay. Lavelle, Gato. Well, this is kind of strange. We go to Gato, and then I know what we're doing. Gato takes us to the airport. USR and Sarges takes us over the bay, the ocean, and then Gato brings us back to the airport, to runway 9. So that's fine. If we look at this, we'll see, oh, I love the departures board inside the concourse. That's cool. Let's go to plan mode. So here we come down from the south. There's Gato. There's USR. There's Sarges. So this is taking us over the water. And then we'll approach Gato again and land on runway 9. So I like that. Let's talk to the ground crew. Flight deck to ground. Oh goodness, my push to talk button is not working. Toggle water rudder. Toggle water rudder. I think I know why. My mouse just got an update. Oops, that's not it. Here it is. And "12" is the letter C. That should be correct. Flight deck to ground. That is not working. Okay, that is working. Flight deck to ground. Confirm all ground checks are complete and we are cleared to pressurize the hydraulics. Thanks. We'll be ready in just a bit. We will be ready shortly. Okay. We have our load sheet. Let's lock the cabin door. Well, might as well say hi to the folks. McCarran ground, PSA4 tree, request pushback at engine start. All the doors aren't closed. All the doors aren't closed. I thought we took care. I thought we got that jet bridge away. There we go. Okay, doors are closed. Flight deck to ground. We are ready for pushback and engine start. Parking brake released. Parking brake released. Parking brake off. I'm getting frustrated with this program today. Parking brake released. Parking brake released. Parking brake set. Thanks, and you can disconnect and go to hand signals. McCarran ground, PSA4 tree, request taxi, runway 26 right. Actually, that's not quite true. We've got one blue item. We got to ding the cabin. Ding the cabin. There we go. And now we can look and we can see test configuration. Oops, flaps do not agree. That's not good. Test configuration. There we go, all green. McCarran Tower, PSA forward tree, ready for departure, runway 26 right. We can get those company messages. You see we have company messages. The one I would like the most is the ATIS for San Diego. McDo menu, Atsu, company menu, receive messages. We don't have an ATIS for San Diego. I'll print that. Ha ha ha. I wonder if it'll print if there's no message. Here's the TAFs, and there's the METARs. ATIS not available. There's the TAFs. Oh, do we print the METARs? There's the METARs. Wind 000 at 0 knots, 10 miles statute miles visibility, few clouds at 2,500, broken at 3,100, temperature 12.9, altimeter 3016. Is no wind and a high altimeter setting and a wide temperature to dew point spread means that we can expect good weather. Los Angeles Center, PSA-4 tree, request flight level 110. Well, the winds are calm at the airport, but up here they're anything but calm. They're coming from 296. They're coming from the west at 56, 55 knots. So it's a very strong wind from west to east. So it's almost a headwind. It's a little bit off our right side. It's actually good amount off our right side. Los Angeles Center, PSA-4 tree, request flight level 080. 27 miles to Gato. That is not San Diego right there. That is Naval Air Facility at Camp Pendleton, U.S. Marine Corps Base. Eight miles to Gato, which is basically feet wet. And then loop around and we'll be seeing Gato one more time. But now we're at 6,700 feet. Next time we see Gato, we should be at 2,000 feet. 7 miles from User. If we are in the speed range at User, which I believe we will be, we'll go to flaps 1. Let's go to flaps 1. We'll go to flaps 2 just before the turn to Sarge. Are we turning directly to Sarge? I'm not sure what we're doing. Go ahead and go to flaps 2. Once we've made our turn to Sarge, we can expect localizer capture. I'm a little disheartened that I'm not picking up a localizer here. We're getting off track. I'm going to disconnect the autopilot. What happened to those clear skies we were supposed to have? Well, we never did catch the ILS. I don't know why that is. Well, we've got a good angle and we got a good poppy. Pappy? Are you happy, Pappy? We're a little low. Speed brakes are armed. Flaps are full. Continue. Continue. Well, we used every inch of runway. But we got there. Ah, darn it. For some reason, I'm just not able to taxi. I don't know why. Well, I can't taxi. I can't taxi. I can't put on the brakes. That's it, folks. Hope you had enjoyed something from that. Have a great day. Bye.